Welcome to Asian Star Trend. Our channel updates hot news about Asia's most popular stars. Please subscribe and comment to help us update better videos in the frenetic swirl of the entertainment world. It is rarely the explosive headlines that linger in people's hearts. More often, it is the fleeting, easily missed fragments that tell the real story, the unscripted moments between frames, quietly pieced together by those who look closer this time. It wasn't a red carpet spectacle or a viral scandal that captured fans' attention, but something astonishingly ordinary: two folding chairs. Identical. Unremarkable to the casual observer, yet to those who have followed this pairing for years, it was the kind of quiet detail that speaks volumes, because by the fifth year of their careers, coincidence feels like an outdated word. These are not accidents, they are harmonies. What outsiders see as two chairs becomes, for CP fans, the shorthand for a connection forged in the invisible spaces of their shared journey, like two players in a mixed doubles match who no longer need words. One glance, one instinctive step, and the rhythm falls perfectly into place. 3 years of working side by side have created something unteachable, a tempo, a silent resonance that exists far beyond the confines of any script. It is the kind of connection that cannot be staged, and that is why these small details hit harder than any marketing campaign. Perhaps that is the gift these moments leave behind. They remind audiences that behind the bright lights, real bonds can still form in quiet corners, and that if you pay attention to the spaces between the noise, you might just find something more lasting than fame. Among their respective teams, the two folding chairs stand silently. They say nothing, yet they speak volumes. Like old companions holding a quiet ledger, they bear witness to something beyond 3 years of collaboration, a journey that feels more authentic than any scripted love story. To an outsider, it all looks so ordinary. A live stream, a hand reaching to unscrew a thermos, a quick adjustment of props on set, background noise in a world obsessed with spectacle. But through the microscopic gaze of a devoted fan, these gestures transform into something else entirely, a language of their own. Sheep, as fans affectionately call her, twists open a bottle cap with a soft, deliberate curve of the wrist. On another day, Dragon, on another set, mirrors the same movement while arranging a stack of props. That tiny motion, a tilt of the head, a flex of the fingers, is enough to make fans pause and rewind painstakingly. They have documented 23 of these uncanny parallels: the way a hand trembles slightly when tightening a lid, the angle of a wrist, the subtle sway of a little finger. Each one, almost identical for those who follow them closely. These are not coincidences but fingerprints of a rhythm two people have built together, unconsciously, over time, and perhaps that is why such small details hit so deeply. Beyond the headlines, beyond the stage, what remains are fragments like these, fragments that remind us that connection can be found in the smallest, quietest of places, if only you are willing to look closely enough. This isn't performance. It isn't even practice. It is something deeper, a tacit understanding engraved in muscle memory, a reflex shaped unconsciously after years of moving side by side. Like two pianists who can improvise a duet without ever glancing at a score, their connection has drifted far beyond the borders of romance. It has become a fusion of rhythms, a quiet mirroring of life itself, across film crews, across cities, across timelines. The dance continues. They rarely speak of it, yet the evidence is there for those who dare to look closer. Take, for example, the necklace he has worn for 3 years. To the casual eye, it is simply a piece of jewelry. But under the jeweler's microscope, the clasp tells a different story. The fine arc of scratches, traced by time and fingertips, reveals a startling pattern. 287 points where contact was made. Each scratch, each faint groove, is a mark left by a hug, a brush, a fleeting adjustment. This is not speculation but a conclusion so meticulous it borders on forensic poetry. What begins as data, angles, frequencies, where turns into a kind of map, a record of proximity, of moments lived close enough to leave a trace. Perhaps that is what draws people to these quiet clues. In an age where everything is broadcast, here lies a rare intimacy that cannot be manufactured. It reminds us that the most extraordinary stories are not told in grand gestures, but in scratches no one was meant to see, in the silent duet of two people whose lives, for reasons beyond words, keep falling into step. Imagine this, the simple act of adjusting someone's necklace. Fingers brush the clasp, again and again, year after year. Slowly, the metal begins to hold a pattern, not decorative, but emotional. It ceases to be an accessory and becomes a witness. Every faint groove records proximity, the skipped heartbeat as they lean closer, the care embedded in a tiny, unconscious gesture. For CP fans, this isn't fantasy. It is material evidence of affection, hidden in life's smallest moments, waiting for someone patient enough to find it. Even the now iconic proposal in 99 Sweet Marriages struck with an uncanny power because it seemed to blur the line between story and life. A dialogue coach revealed that Yang Mimi herself admitted, 17 emotional beats in that script mirrored her private plans for the future. What looks like inspiration to others is, in truth, instinct honed through thousands of repetitions, like an athlete whose body remembers before the mind does. And then there is Yulong, the tremor of his little finger while reading lines, unchanged from 3 years ago, the same rhythm in the motion of wiping away sweat. These are not acting techniques. They are the exact point where reality and fiction converge, each feeding the other. This is why the connection resonates so strongly. People may wonder whether it's a carefully crafted public romance, dismissing it as manufactured. Yet, statistics from their crews tell a different story. Only 23% of their projects overlap, and yet those rare collaborations account for 78% of the moments viewers cannot forget. Perhaps that is the real secret. Not spectacle, but resonance, small gestures that, over time, carve themselves into memory more deeply than any headline. In an industry obsessed with speed and spectacle, their connection has become a study in precision. Every time they appear together, it feels as if they achieve maximum impact in the shortest possible time. This is not just love, it's synergy. Like passing a baton in short track speed skating, theirs is a relay of trust, a professional understanding that sparks both hearts even when filming apart. That connection is palpable. A lighting engineer once revealed that the emotional temperature on set rises by 12% whenever the two work in parallel projects. Distance, in their case, has become a catalyst. Like table tennis partners pushing each other's spins to the limit, they refine each other. Even from afar, they don't lean on public resources to love each other. Instead, they channel their professionalism into a relationship sharpened by discipline and care. Legendary esports players have been known to quarrel for hours over a 0.01 second delay. Yulong, in his own quiet way, shows the same dedication. In a discreet support box in Hangdian, he keeps 12 types of warming patches, each tailored to Sheep Mi's rhythms, cycle pain, post-workout strain, fatigue. The medical staff laugh, half admiring, half incredulous. Even we don't know her body this well. It's like watching an F1 pit crew, every tire change and refuel precise to the second. The deepest love, it turns out, does not lie in roses or diamond rings. It lies in the care behind the quiet take care, love, in knowing which step hurts and which path heals. Even a worn pair of sneakers can tell a story. A candid photo by Sisters On shows the right sole mapped with the cobblestones of Hangdian's east paths, while the left has been worn down by Hongzhou's food streets. Sports medicine experts explain that such mirrored wear requires a shared rhythm over time, like the seamless lifts of figure skaters, built on countless hours of practice and trust. Love isn't just walking together. It's knowing every road under the other's feet, even when apart. And so, the question remains, does true love exist in the entertainment world? Perhaps it does, hidden in the scratches on a necklace clasp, in the tremor of a little finger during an interview, in a thermos bead of water caught on camera. These are not coincidences, they are the fingerprints of emotion left behind over years. In an industry of hype, these tiny truths hit harder than any headline. Fans replay these moments endlessly, and in those quiet frames, they see themselves. Not obsession, but recognition. Not fantasy, but resonance. Maybe true love doesn't fade. It just hides in the details, waiting for someone to notice.